Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Mary and I am a psychic reader, tarot reader, just Mary. And I want to thank my subscribers for returning. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that like button if you enjoy the content so that you won't miss any of my readings. Okay, today I wanted to do a reading on Mr. Kwame Brown. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Anyway, I didn't know who he was until one day he showed up in my YouTube suggested content. And so I started following him, you know, a black man with a message. And I found out that he was picked the #1 pick, NBA draft pick of 2001, round 1, first overall pick. But they were calling him busted. And so when I found out about him, I think he was talking about how the someone on the Breakfast Club had spoken about his family, his father, and that kind of thing, and he was very upset about it. But from what I've heard, he was pretty quiet. He was online, but he was pretty quiet until this person stirred the pot and he got a little bit frustrated about it, and ever since then he's been viral online. And so I've been watching him, and I love his message because it's all about the children, and it's about getting things back into the schools that'll help the children learn. And basically, the thing that most caught my eye was the fact that he talked about a go along, get along game. And his message is to let people know to expose these people that are pretty much working against the black community. And these are what we call black looking people that will do anything to keep their pockets full. Don't stand up for the black people, which is taking our children down a very, very negative path. Didn't know anything about Kwame Brown, but I just loved his message. And so he talks about his mama's cooking and that kind of thing, and which is he's very, very, very entertaining. And so, but he has a very serious message, the message of getting our kids back on track. And as adults, we're in charge of that. Whether you're a man or a woman, first of all, the relationships of the man and the woman are not what they should be. He even speaks on this. So he's funny. He tells a lot of jokes. He keeps you entertained, but deep in that humor and entertainment, there's some very, very serious stuff going on. So I wanted to do a reading on him. And I actually started throwing the cards just for myself, just to see what was going on. I wasn't going to turn the camera on, but then I started getting these cards, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Let me just turn the camera on and record this. So my question was, what's going to come of Mr. Kwame Brown shedding light on this go along to get along gang that so many of our people have gotten into these days? Okay, and so the first cards that I pulled here was the Sun card. First card was the Sun card, which means he is exposing the go along to get along gang. He's exposing these people. You know, if you listen to him, it's like he's kind of picking them apart, and he's letting you know what they're doing to get along with the establishment, and how they're just kind of turning their back on the community. They'll do anything on the black community. They'll do just about anything to get what they want and to keep their zaddy, as they say, happy. Okay, so next card I have is a Chariot card. Now, this is telling me that the exposure is coming really fast, really quickly. See how he's riding in there? He's strong, he's efficient, he's riding in there. He is definitely shining the light, and it's not shining the light on these on the go along, get along gang, and it's happening pretty quickly. People are paying attention, and they're listening to what he's saying. Now, next card I have up is the Knight of Spears, which is the Knight of Wands. This is another fast-moving. These wand cards are action cards. So he's not just sitting. He's not just sitting there. He's putting his money where his mouth is. He's movement change is happening because of him. And I don't know if he's aware of that, how fast it is happening, because he has a really good following. He's a young man that's brought some things to light. Anyway, okay. Next card up is the Five of Coins. Okay, and this is all about poverty, people being left out in the cold. And this is what he's exposing. He grew up as a poor child who had to go stand in line, wait for someone to, in lunch line, and wait for someone to give him some food. That's how he grew up. He's exposing that. That's how some children are living. And then we have the Justice card that came up here, and the Justice card is about seeing that justice happen. So he's moving and shaking. He's making some things happen. He may not know how he's affecting the community, but he really is. Okay, and here is the Four of Spears is what it's called here, but actually Four of Wands, which is another movement card. And it is about relationships. The man and woman in a relationship, taking it easy, resting, giving that relationship a chance. It's a committed relationship, so that when you bring these children into the world, you both are committed. Not just one or the other, but you both need to be committed. And this is showing the man and the woman in a relationship. Okay? Next up, we have the Nine of Spears, which is also Wands. Wands are all about action again. There's so many action cards in here. So anyway, it's happening pretty fast. It's like the community, not that he's a savior or anything like that, but the community was kind of hungry for someone to say, hey, look at what you're doing. Look at what you're doing to yourselves. Look at what you're doing to the kids. And as I watch him, and he's started talking, all of these entrepreneurs are showing up. Who knew? Who knew that so many, there are so many black entrepreneurs out doing their own thing and trying to make a living? And here's the deal. If we start supporting each other, we'll be just fine. We won't have to be in that go along to get along gang, which is what he's exposing. We sometimes want to run to other communities, which is, of course, we're made to think that we can't do it as well as others, in which we can, of course, but we need to start, relying on one another and helping one another. That way we don't have to get involved, or our children don't have to get involved in something that's going to lead them down the wrong path. So anyway, the next card I pulled was the Judgment card. Change is happening. Some things are going to be changed within the community. There's too many people that he's kind of influencing, and I don't want to give him the title of leader or anything, because that's not what he wants. That's not, he's just making people aware. And young men, making people aware of what we can do when we put our minds to it. And then here we have also the Four of Swords. Four of Swords. It looks like someone is resting there, and I'm taking that to mean that there's going to be a retreating. People are going to retreat. The ones that are doing it, it's not going to be as much of this going on. Now that it's been exposed, there's not going to be as much of it happening. Okay, and I'm just going to pull a few more cards here. Like I said, I was here. Okay, the next card is the Hanged Man. And this card is all about a new perspective. Now, who's that new perspective for? I think it's for our community. I really think that it is for our community. And we're going to understand that there are things that we can do on our own, that we need to teach our children. We're kind of being manipulated and blackmailed and everything else that goes along with it. We vote, we give them our vote, and then they forget about us. And now they're trying to take away our freedoms and that kind of thing. I mean, and why are they doing this? But anyway, I think we're going to all gain a new perspective behind this. And I think Mr. Brown is leading the way. He's opening, he has a big platform, and eyes are being opened. Eyes are being opened, and I appreciate it. Okay, let's see what else is up here. 10 of Coins. Now, this is all about money, that kind of thing. And I think what's happening here with this card is we're going to understand. We need to learn that our money needs to be invested in our people, in our neighborhoods, in the land. We have the money, and we're not doing what we should do with it when we get it. We do, as a people, we spend a lot of money. Okay, so this 10 of Coins is saying we have it. We have it. We need to put it to good use. And he's, with him bringing on all the entrepreneurs and that kind of thing, he's showing us the light. Yeah, we have people that we can give our money to our people. And I think that we need to start looking at that. If there's a service that someone does for, that we can use, start giving it to our people. Okay? The others will miss that money, and they will have to start listening to us. That is, if we still want to be included in their the things that they're doing. They will have to start listening to us if the money goes into our neighborhoods. I mean, that's what everyone else does. They keep the monies in their neighborhoods. So this is telling me that eventually, with him shining that light on the get along establishment, that eventually the money is going to start coming back into our community, and we're gonna have a different perspective about some things, and also change some things. Next card up is the Moon. This Moon card is all about secrets, deceit, things that are hidden from us. Okay, that's all going to come to light. You know what? I'm going to stop there. First card up was the Sun. Last card up is the Moon. The light is going to be shown on all those things that are happening behind the scenes that we were not aware of, except for those that were participating in it. But for the most part, we were not aware of it. And when he talked about how some of the sports commentators, I won't mention any names, were tearing down the black players. At first I wasn't paying attention. I did kind of watch some of it, and some things I didn't agree with. But the more I started paying attention, the more I noticed, okay, you're right. But so why is this? Why is it that black people are hired to tear down black people? There is an agenda. There is an agenda, and it's time that we start waking up so that our children, and in my case, our grandchildren, are can live a better life. All right. So anyway, I just wanted to do a little read on that, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave it in the comments section for me and tell me what you think about the reading, and I will do more on what's to come. All right. So thank you so much, and I will talk to you all later.